Welcome to Yash Technologies. Yash, a global partner of Actuate, has revolutionized the way companies do business today. We understand and provide our clients with scalable solutions which empower their diverse use base with enterprise information delivered in a secure, timely, and cost-effective way. This video will explain how the SAP BW Connector for BIRT that we developed can help you in achieving your business intelligence initiatives using Actuate or Eclipse BIRT. Let's talk briefly about Actuate or Eclipse BIRT. Actuate or Eclipse BIRT runs on the Eclipse IDE and provides rich data visualization in the form of reports and dashboards for various business applications across domains. With the compelling benefits that this platform provides to business, Actuate BIRT or Eclipse BIRT has become the most preferred business intelligence platform for users. To access SAP BW BEX queries via third-party tools like Actuate or Eclipse BIRT, we need a connector which can seamlessly integrate the two and provide an easy-to-easy graphical user interface for data retrieval and data visualization. Although Actuate and Eclipse BIRT Designer supports connecting to a variety of databases like Oracle, SQL Server, Web Services Data Source, XML Data Source, etc., there is no native connectivity for SAP BW. A connector is required to integrate SAP BW systems with Actuate platform to create reports, dashboards that can be used by the decision makers to make business decisions. It acts as a bridge between Actuate BIRT and the SAP BW. The connector will provide an easy-to-use GUI to access the data objects available in SAP BW. Yash meticulously designed and developed an ODA connector for Actuate or Eclipse BIRT to connect seamlessly to the SAP BW system from BIRT reports. SAP BW Connector for BIRT is an innovative plugin that allows Actuate or Eclipse BIRT platform to integrate seamlessly with SAP BW systems. It leverages the extensible and rich reporting features of BIRT to develop reports against SAP BW cubes. It provides a simple, familiar GUI to assist developer in creating MDX queries. Developers with basic knowledge of writing MDX queries can create complex MDX queries. Let's see how SAP BW Connector works. SAP BW Connector for BIRT is automatically configured once you run the setup on your desktop or your server. BIRT Designer connects with SAP BW system using SAP BW Connector for BIRT. Once connected, SAP BW Connector exposes all the info providers and associated BEX queries available in the SAP BW system. The required BEX query is selected from the list, which is then passed to get the list of dimensions and key figures. User selects the dimensions and key figures to be displayed in the rows and columns, create filters and slices, set the sort order as required. SAP BW Connector constructs the MDX query based on the selection and passes the query to SAP BW. Data is retrieved and then passed to the Actuate BIRT report. Open the BIRT Report Designer and create a new report design. The first step in creating any report is to create a data source. To create a data source in BIRT, open the Data Explorer window. In the Data Explorer, right-click on the data sources and choose New Data Source. On the New Data Source, select SAP ODA Data Source. In Data Source Name, type a name for the data source. The name must be unique in the current report. Choose Next. New SAP UI Data Source profile shows connection properties. Enter values for SAP Server, SAP Port, Username, Password. To ensure that the connection information is correct, choose Test Connection. If Test Connection returns an error, repeat the preceding steps to correct the error. Then, Test the connection again. Choose Finish. The new SAP BW data source appears under Data Sources in Data Explorer. To create a data set in Data Explorer, right-click Dataset, then choose New Dataset. In Data Source Selection, under SAP ODA Data Source, select the data source to use. In Dataset Type, leave SAP ODA Dataset. In Dataset Name, type a name for the dataset. Choose Next. New SAP UI Dataset windows appears. Select the info provider from the list of info providers available. This will populate the BEX queries available in the selected info provider. Select the required BEX queries. The key figures and dimensions returned by the BEX query will be populated. Select the required key figures and dimensions to be displayed in the columns and rows. The key figures and dimensions selected will be added to the Axis as shown in the Axis tab. To remove tuples that corresponded to empty slices of data, choose Filter Empty Members for the appropriate axis. To remove any axis, click on the required axis and choose Remove Axis from the pop-up menu. To sort the data in any particular order, right-click an individual measure under Key Figures or a member under Dimensions and choose Order. The selected measure or member is added in the Order tab. To remove any axis from the sorting, click on the required axis and choose Remove Axis from the pop-up menu. To restrict the members of the set, filter is applied to an axis. An axis filter expression must first include a measure before adding a non-measure element. Type the value for the member in the Filters tab. If you want to make the value a report parameter, select Parameter. To filter data from the result set returned by the MDX query, you can use slices. Unlike an order function or a filter function, a slice is applied to the query's result set rather than to an individual axis. To specify a slice, right-click an individual measure under Key Figures or a member under Dimensions and choose Slice and then choose Add to New Group or Add to Group. To remove a slice, click on the required slice and choose Remove Slice. If any variables are defined in the BEX query, the variables are displayed under the SAP Variables tab. To make any value from the report parameter, select Parameter. The MDX query that has been created in the steps above is displayed under the MDX tab. The MDX tab queries makes use of technical names for the BEX query's metadata. Click on Finish to save the MDX query. The output columns and their data types are displayed in the Edit Dataset window. Click Preview Results to view the results returned by the MDX query. Click OK to save the dataset. In BIRT, a simple report can be created by just dragging and dropping the dataset onto the layout window as shown. To run the report, click on View Report in web browser, which will execute the query and displays the output as shown. Close the web viewer. How does SAP BW Connector for BIRT benefit your organization? SAP BW Connector for BIRT works on Microsoft Windows and Linux. It provides seamless integration with SAP platform. The GUI is similar to BIRT GUI, so that any user familiar with BIRT development environment can easily work with SAP BW Connector for BIRT. It assists in creating, accessing, and customizing MDX queries by providing the required GUI. Users with basic knowledge of MDX queries can thereby create complex queries. It supports in handling the SAP variables required by BEX query. Also, supports mapping the report parameters to BEX query parameters. It also supports features like slicing, filtering, sorting, MDX cross joins, etc. It supports localization. All the labels can be localized to various languages as required. SAP BW Connector for BIRT does not require any SAP environment to be installed or configured in the machine. It is available for Actuate BIRT Report Designer, Eclipse BIRT Report Designer, and Actuate BIRT iServer. SAP BW Connector for BIRT works on any systems which meet the mentioned requirements. For further information, please send an email to info@yash.com. Also, don't forget to visit our website www.yash.com/actuate. Thank you for your time.